I have a little something extra I wanted to show everybody. I thought I was through with this shadow meter, but then I remembered that Brendan had sent me an email with a photograph of the shadow meter that I have. It has a number 47 bulb in it, but the thing that impressed me the most was this hood. There is a hood that slides over the bulb and down on the grounded portion of the socket. And what that does is it doesn't allow light to escape over around in this area here. It focuses that light down into the hole in the center of this shadow meter tube, you know, that barrel right there. And I think he told me that the tip of this thing is also painted black, the tip of the bulb. Well, of course the hood is missing off the one that we have, off of both of them actually. So you know, I like that idea. I'm going to come up with some kind of a deal like that. I'm not exactly certain how I'm going to do it, but I do have an idea. Oh, it's so good to get out on the deck and work out here in the, you know, in the nice, just beautiful spring afternoon, the evening. Pretty soon, wifey, she's going to get on my case. She's going to want that awning, that tent canopy, whatever they want to call it. She's going to want that thing put over the deck. Well, so in the meantime, what I'm going to do is get back to work. We have one more thing to do on this shadow meter. As you can see, the shadow meter is all wired up now. The bulb is in. Everything's good. Everything's cool with the exception of that hood over the light bulb. Now, most people would say, oh, the heck with the hood. Don't worry about it. We don't need it. Well, you know, not me. And I thought and I said, you know, I might be able to create my own hood for that thing. I know what it looks like. And I have one that I can use, you know, to work on to create the hood that'll eventually fit on this one over here. So why not go ahead and give it a shot? All I really need is a piece of flashing. I have a piece of flashing that's brown on one side and white on the other. The white side, of course, will be you know, facing the bulb. All I need is that and a pair of scissors. So let's see what I can do with that. I'm going to go ahead and, you know, just wrap it around here like so. Bend it all the way around, cut it to the right size, and then trim it down, just play with it and play with it until I can get create a hood that'll slip over that bulb. It only has to go down about halfway of the socket and then stick just a tad above the end of the bulb. Let's see how well I can do. Well, there's the prototype. You know, it turned out pretty darn good, I'll tell you, for being a prototype. It's got to be spray painted black on the outside, of course, but it's expandable and it fits right over the bulb. It's not exactly round at the bottom, but you know, I don't think I'm going to lose a whole lot of sleep over that. Let me stick it on the bulb and everybody can get a look at it here. I think it looks pretty darn good. Look at that. It's recessed a little bit in there. The bulb has lots of good, you know, reflectivity down into that hole, which is what we're looking for. We don't want any light to escape on the outside here. I think that was the intent of the original one. The original one was painted black on the outside. I don't know what it was on the inside. It may have been black. It may have been silver. I don't know. But this one's going to be black on the outside and white on the inside. I'll tell you what, I kind of like that just the way it is. I think it looks really good. Not bad for a prototype. I don't know, I have to think on that. I hate to mangle this thing, because what I have to do, in order to make another one, I have to completely unfold it, flatten it out completely, and then lay it on top of this one here. You know, mark it out with a pencil, and then cut it, and then roll it again. And the second one may not be quite as good as this one. I don't know. I kind of like it. I think I'm going to go ahead and paint it black and see what happens. Well, that's it for the little hood. I think it looks great. I'm not even going to make another one. I'm just going to go ahead and use that one. Painted it black and she works perfectly. Fits right over that light. That is so cool. Turned out way better than I thought it would. It was just a little experiment to see if I could do it, and it turned out good. Fantastic. Alright, so much for that little deal. The way the shadow meter is attached to this back plate, the horn fits around a rectangular piece of it. The way they stamp this thing out, there's a little lip in the shape of a rectangle all the way around that hole, and this horn fits over the top of it. And then these little wire things, one on each side, they come up and clip to a little ledge on the edge of that thing. See the little ledge, the way that thing is done right there? It's got 2 ledges. You have to get it up over that second one. And it can be a little tricky. Now the one side you can get on real easy usually, but when you get to the other side it can be a real pain. What you have to do is kind of take the way I had to do it was I had to take a little tiny screwdriver and just kind of stick it down in one of these little ears right here, either this one or the one over here. And I had to kind of stick it down in there while one hand was pushing up on the entire mechanism. The screwdriver, this camera keeps going out of focus here, but the screwdriver I stuck down here, and then I moved it in this direction. I moved it downward. And what that did was it pushed up that center hook, that little center area right there. And it pushed it up. It forced it up enough to where it would get up over that ledge. You got to be real careful though. Just take your time. Don't try to force it. You wind up breaking it. Down in the hole with a little tiny screwdriver and just kind of pull down. And what that does is it lifts up that center part like this and then pops over the top of that ledge, okay? Alright, that's it. I think our shadow meter is now back on and ready to be tested. She's moving, not like I'd like it, but it is functioning. There we go. Anyway, just to let you know that it is functioning. Now there is a procedure where I have to set this, I think it's an 1/8 inch on each side of the light has to show an 1/8 of an inch on each side, and then there's some other things I have to do, but I just want everybody to know that it is functioning as the signal gets stronger.
Has a lot of other chemicals that are.
See there?
And it has chemicals that act as pain as well.
It works. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. We got that baby functional. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is make this a short video. Now we only have 2 things left to work on. We have to do the alignment of the radio, and we have to work on the cabinet. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do first. Because I don't like doing alignments. They're just boring to me. Boring with a capital B. So we may just do the cabinet first. I don't know. I'm going to think on it on a couple of days.
Because of the constant nagging.
I also got this light down very narrow. Remember it had a big old square box? Well, I had this thing right here in the wrong, the diffuser was supposed to go on the rear of this bracket. I had it in the front. Once I moved the diffuser to the rear, we got a nice little narrow slit. And actually in the camera it looks a lot wider than it actually is, okay? Alright, I think we're still on track to a successful completion here. Until next time, this is John.